Today we have an AMA with Croki. Here to speak about the project is the dev, Nick. So yeah, Nick, if we can start with the core team's background and experience with crypto, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I've been in this space for about say 2 to 3 years for now. I've ran some projects before, so I know kind of what works, what not to do. Obviously, pretty much everything in between that. And then Carrie has been in the space for obviously well longer than that because she's got age on me, but I think she's been in the crypto space. I think she said for about 5, 6 years, and then obviously
2011.
boom, there we go.
Yeah.
And then obviously with real world experiences, we've all had more of the marketing and sales experience. So that obviously gives a nice role in the crypto space because you have to know how to market. You kind of got to know how to connect and kind of work around things. So with the real world experience, that helps give some benefit to the project as well.
And yeah, I was reading on the website you're aiming to be the Flocky of the Kronos blockchain, so on the meme side, but then obviously we can go into the utilities you're building around that as well.
Yeah. So obviously for the shorter term, we want to get the NFTs out. We want to we do have normal staking, but once the NFTs get live, we want to have staking for that as well. So we'll most likely be changing the staking to all the
Out there, Nick.
Is he there? Do we lose him?
Yeah, his connection's gone, or
He'll be back. Hey, Nick. Well, I'm getting my my voice chat on my computer set up because my phone is not handling it's running real hot. That's what I'm doing. He's going to be right back. Sorry, guys.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do the capture when you come in, otherwise it sort of boots you from the chat, I think.
Oh, yeah, he might have not done that. He just joined too, so yeah. Can you check to see if he got booted by Shieldy?
Let's see.
Thank you. All right.
Oh no, yeah, he's still in the members.
Okay. So he just got cut off. And what were you guys talking about? You were talking about the utilities coming up with the NFT.
Yeah, maybe you could introduce yourself because I was asking about the core team's background and experience with crypto. Yeah.
Okay, so I partnered up with the dev the day after launch. I was there before launch, but the thing is, just give me a second. My phone is running really hot, guys. But I've been in this space for about 10 years. I have not done Telegram just for 1 year. I started off, getting into Bitcoin and just learning about things. And I quit for a little bit because I got hacked in 2011. Somebody had a fake staking thing and it took it all. So I went back in about 2016. Same thing happened to me on another one. And I took another 5-year break and I came back in 2021 to learn the DeFi world of crypto. I started off, in my life being a sales representative. I did it since I was 16 years old. I love communicating with people. I love getting along. I'm a really good natured person, and I thought crypto would be something I could get into with Telegram because I saw the communities building, and I wanted to be a part of a community. I wanted to build something, from the bottom as scratch, and then just see how it can prevail just by being, united together and supporting your bags. So that's where I am. I've also I've admined. My first admin position was at Baby Shiba Inu. I was just an investor with my little $100 investment, and I was just pumping my bag. And they saw me, and somebody reached out and said, "You should get this girl to be a moderator because she's really, really good." So I worked with Baby Shiba Inu for about 2 to 3 months. Did contests. I watched chat while the devs could go and do marketing. And then Baby Cake released, and I moved over there as well. So I transitioned and pumped my bag there, and I was there for about 2 to 3 months as well. And then I worked with Tokenomics. Omar's a real good friend of mine, and I helped pump my bag there, and everybody else's.
Yeah, awesome. I don't
Yeah.
know whether you know about the NFT collection that's coming out. The number's
Yes,
going to
I
be
do.
minted and the cost to buy.
Yeah, he likes to talk. He's young. He likes to talk more about the fun part of it. So sorry if I'm a little dry explaining it. So with the NFT staking, we wanted to do something to where we could have the 3D NFTs and then regular NFTs because we know that a lot of people can't afford NFTs and they just want to be able to put a $10 or $20 buy and be able to, stake something and have some fun trading in the community while we were waiting for our actual real, long-term utility to come out, just keep them satisfied. So I'm not much to explain on how the staking platform is going to work. That's Nick's part. So
Right.
that's what I know. And
Are
another
you there?
cool thing about,
Oh, there
with the
you go.
core team. Oh, hi, welcome, Nick.
My phone pooped out on me, I guess. I had to swap over.
You're okay. Well, you left off where, I didn't continue with your conversation. So
Yeah, I
I
was
just talked
talking to
about the
myself
NFTs.
and then I realized.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna tone in on the NFT side of things. But for NFTs, like the one thing too that I like about it is obviously there's a lot of people that solely trade NFTs. There's obviously it's two different communities. It's not everybody trades meme coins. So kind of with NFTs is if we could get that out there, push that semi heavy, it kind of introduces Croki into a whole nother environment of investors pretty much because there's a lot of people who just solely like NFTs. So say they see the NFTs, they like the community, etc. They notice there's a token, and that kind of just brings in a whole nother side of investors that we haven't pretty much touched on yet at all.
Are they going to be based on like the cool crocodile stickers you've got?
Yes, so I could grab a couple teasers. And then for Lee Dizzle too, Carrie said you're a Simpsons fan. We were messing around with some Simpsons merch that is Croaky themed. I could drop one of those as well for you. She wanted me
Please.
to.
Yeah, if you should put it into
I'm,
the shared chat because I think we've got the main chat locked while we do the AMA.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
just
put it in the
tagged
big
you
shared
in that
chat
chat.
or DM me
I'm a
and
big
I'll
Simpsons fan
post them in.
myself too.
Hang on.
Let me find it. It's on
So
my
how many are
phone.
you looking to mint and what will be the cost for each NFT?
So the minting will probably be 2,500 for the 3D, and then I think 2,500 for the 2D as well. And the minting won't be expensive at all. Probably about I haven't ran the exact math yet, but I would say no more than $50 probably around there, if that. And then with the minting, we're gonna hopefully, well, we're going to. I've tested it before, but minting rewards. So pretty much like not all the minting funds are going to marketing, etc. For example, like 25% will be going back to all the holders of NFTs. So say you're the first 50 minted, you could obviously will make some pretty nice rewards, say it mints out over time.
You'll be getting reflections in the Croki token. Is that how it will work as they get minted?
It all just depends what coin we would use to mint. But for example, like if it was Crow, it would be Crow reflections. If it was Croki, it'd be Croki reflections. Pretty much whatever coin we use to mint is how the reflections would be paid.
Okay, great. And then what are you planning to do with the profits from the NFT collection that's minted? Are you going to maybe put some into buyback and burns or marketing
Yeah.
or liquidity?
So pretty much what I've kind of ran the math on for right now is most likely I was thinking 25% rewards to minters, maybe like 50% marketing, and then 25 buyback and burn. I haven't ran the obviously exact math, but that's kind of the rough guess I came out with. So pretty much 50% of funds are marketing, 25 back to obviously the community, and then the other 25 for buybacks and burns to obviously get the chart back, show some love.
And then you're going to have NFT staking, and I think some of the NFTs will be able to be used in the Croki Runner P2E game you're planning in the future.
Correct. So hopefully the goal with the 3D ones is obviously they're already generated to kind of get thrown into a game. So it should obviously be very easy to generate that 3D model into the game rather than kind of having to generate it from scratch with just having 2D art. It would make it a little bit more difficult.
What's planned for the Croki game? How's it going to work for investors, and will they get rewards in the Croki token? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely something I want to get done. It shouldn't be a problem at all. Obviously, just finding a contract dev who could implement that kind of details into the game, but it's definitely something that's possible because I've seen it before. But I feel like Croki rewards would definitely be the most plausible because it gives obviously everyone an incentive to play.
Cool. And then going into the tokenomics for investors, how does the buys and sells work on the tax?
Yes, so there's it's 8% tax in and out, and 4% is to liquidity, and then the other 4% is to marketing. And obviously it's changeable if if say community wants to boost liquidity more, I could obviously interchange that to maybe up percent for liquidity, 1%, or marketing if they want to go heavier on that. But currently, I've had it at 4% liquidity, 4% marketing to pretty much build a stable liquidity floor, which it seemed to have been doing well pretty far from all the volume. It obviously adds up over time pretty quickly. And then the marketing wallet obviously builds up pretty fairly too with that 4%. But in the
Okay,
long term,
great.
schemes, obviously, we could hope to obviously lower it by like 1 to 2% as we grow because we won't need as much liquidity or marketing tax in the longer term schemes.
Okay, awesome. I think on your website as well, it was saying you were looking to do some charity donations.
Yeah. So one that I've been in contact with is let me figure where they're at. I got an email back from them, but I think they're from I think it's Central America, I believe, but it's a crocodile rescue group. So they're pretty much I'd done some research on it and community sent it to me, but they're pretty much you donate to them either via yearly, monthly, but we're gonna do the yearly plan and they pretty much rescue a crocodile that's pretty much injured or abandoned, whatever it may be. They send you updates, you give it a name, and pretty much you're funding them to take care of it. So that's one thing I want to get done. I tried to do the payment, but I got an email back saying their website payment was down. So I got their PayPal information. So I'm going to end up getting that probably today. But then other donations that we've thought about doing are obviously just to communities or countries or areas that are obviously just in need because not everyone is given the best opportunities. So I will obviously for those aspects, I would love to do like a community poll and vote just because I don't think it's right, in my opinion, to choose where the donation's going. I'd rather have the community kind of get to fund that aspect of things.
Great to have a charity aspect to the project. And Crow's an up and coming blockchain. I'm wondering, yeah, how you're doing building the community there over at Croki Telegram.
Yeah, so what I've seen a lot of it is it's a lot of people kind of coming from the BSC side of things. So it's kind of cool to see that we built a community brand new, pretty much from a lot of importing people from other chains. And it seems that the community here has been far better than a lot of other communities I've seen in the past. Just it seems everyone's kind of got a new mindset on the new chain, it seems, which is kind of funny, but I guess that's how it seems to work currently. But community has been pretty strong, and the goal is to keep it growing, keep them engaged, keep them having fun. We've been doing a ton of giveaways. We try to run those pretty much multiple weekly, if not more than multiple. But we're always trying to give back to the community, kind of show them love because without the community, this wouldn't be capable.
And what you're planning on the meme side? When you're saying you want to become the Flocky of the Kronos blockchain, what's the plan there? You like building an army and go onto Twitter and promote Croki that way, and
Yeah, so kind of the thing is they obviously are, yeah, I would say an army. They got anywhere you go on Twitter, you see them rocking their profile pictures, whatever it may be. And that's kind of the goal that we're slowly building right now. We've got a pretty strong army, I'd say, so far for only being about 3 weeks old, I believe, I think. So, kind of the goal here is to obviously continue that heavy uh, Twitter presence, more of the smaller social presence, and then as we grow, obviously, kind of do it how Floki did, is throw billboards, throw advertisements, pretty much in worldwide and bus stops to kind of get the eye out for the normal investors compared to just the Twitter and Telegram eyes, because it's only such a limited amount of eyes on those platforms, as well as hopefully expanding to YouTube. Because, for example, if you search up on YouTube Floki, there's 100 million videos because obviously they have an army, and that's kind of the goal we're building here is over time, hopefully we'll have that sort of name that they do where it's everybody knows, everyone's kind of banded together, the community is pretty much unbreakable at that point.
awesome. And with the NFTs, what's the timeline for that rolling out? And will you be like minting them on your website or on OpenSea, or how will that work?
So we'll be minting on our website, and then obviously secondary marketplace. We'll be we'll be applying and like getting our account, I'd say, verified on them. But pretty much for like the secondary marketplace, I've been doing research, and there's obviously a ton of options. So no one's going to be kind of subject to one marketplace. I've done doing research. They have I think it's called Croki. So it's pretty much like OpenSea, but it's for obviously Kronos chain coins. So that's something cool that I was doing some research on, to where we can obviously have our marketplace. But for minting wise, it will definitely be on our site. And then for the get back time on that, I would most likely say a week, if that. I know our 2D art is wrapping up currently, and then the minting aspect is fairly easy to get done on the site, and getting the contract done. That's going to be a pretty uh, short get back time on that.
Is it going to be like rarities built into the series?
Yeah, so there's going to be certain traits that are obviously more rare. So let me go to the chat that I have. I could give a couple examples. Um, yeah, so for example, the 3D NFTs, there'll be a decent amount of more traits. And for example, there'll be some rare ones like a zombie body, a robot body, a crystal body. So kind of more of, there'll be those kind of rare and hidden ones in between that are obviously going to be they're going to be more rare, but it's going to be kind of like how obviously all NFT collections are. The people are obviously going to chase the rare ones. Everyone kind of has fun with that.
And with the 3D ones, are you going to incorporate them into the game in the future? So will there be like advantages you get to rarities in the P2E game?
Yeah, so one thing that I thought about as well is, so like rarities can maybe also help with staking. So like say if you pulled the legendary one, obviously I'd want that to kind of give more benefits, just because that's kind of how the way it should be. There's going to be less of them. It's going to be harder to get it. But one thing I thought that would be cool is maybe just doing the more rare ones, get a small boost for sending rewards. Nothing obviously too insane, but I feel like it would definitely be cool to boost that staking rewards. And then obviously in the game, maybe perhaps boost the payout rewards.
Okay, cool. And as well, you're looking in the future. I mean, obviously there's a timeline to that, but a Croki metaverse as well.
Yeah. So that's something that I want to get done, like building kind of like I mean, I don't know if you guys are all familiar, but like Animal Crossing, for example, how it's kind of, you're in a little like village, You could obviously do what you want. That's kind of a goal, an idea that I have as to the game kind of like breakdown. It's a little open world village. Everyone could obviously use their NFT based, so not everyone's using the same character, etc. Obviously, it's not going to be the fastest get around time because it's nothing too simple to build, but that's definitely one long term goal we have is to build obviously a little meta world with your NFT integrated. And with that being said, there will only be 2,500 supply, so it's not like there will be too much supply in circulation. It's going to be kind of rather limited to the small, not a small, but limited to a certain amount of people in the Croki community.
Okay, cool. And you're planning a launchpad in the future as well with the Crow blockchain up and coming. Then the early launchpads could do really well.
Correct. So one thing that I've kind of like, so we've all noticed how like Pink Sale, they take a percent of the tokens, whatever you may be that launches on there. So obviously we've seen that there's been tons of problems with that in the past. There's a lot of flaws on certain launch pads, and obviously Pink Sale, there's no like really security done. I've seen tokens with a KYC and audit badge that still obviously rug or whatever it may be. So hopefully something we could integrate is
Okay,
being able to add more security so people aren't fooled by say a KYC badge and they're like, oh, this is safe, and then the next day it's the pre-sale's gone, Telegram's deleted, because clearly Pink Sale doesn't really have much security measures. They're rather there more for the money aspect, and that's kind of something that we kind of want to avoid and obviously change in this space.
are you planning to launch Crow projects on the platform at first? And because everyone seems to know everyone, it's quite a small area, Crow, so all the projects sort of go in and out of each other's chats and are quite friendly, I think.
Yeah, so I would definitely want to start with Crow projects in the beginning, and then say if it's grows to that expense, we could kind of move on to the different chains. But definitely to start, I would want to go Crow to kind of focus more on this blockchain because personally, I've already fallen in love with this blockchain and I kind of hope others do too. And it seems like obviously the hype here is just started. Like, don't get me wrong, the network has obviously been a little slow, etc. But it's only been about like half a year old, so there's still plenty of room to grow, plenty of room to catch up to where the BSC volume is on their blockchain.
Yeah, definitely. And have you had an auditing contract on the Croki contract?
What about the contract? My bad. It was
Have you had audited on the Croki contract? Yeah.
No, I do not have an audit yet, but I want to get a CERTIC audit in the near future. Obviously, it's just a little pricey, but that's something we want to get done. I do have a KYC done though. I got that done I think around the first week. Like
And
I put in the chat I was gonna get an audit from this one company, but obviously it got a little got a little feedback that not much people really cared about that one. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
just best to wait for rather the more legit and top notch audit.
to get the CERTIC audit and blow projects up, definitely. And going forward, what's the marketing plans for the Croki project?
Carrie, do you want to do that part or I can? I know she's way more in depth on the international marketing, but I obviously have marketing plans that I know as well. But I'll start with it. But pretty much, we've still yet to do major listings, so that's something that will be coming.
Can you guys hear me?
Now I can.
I was talking to myself. Man, what's up with our shit? My new phone comes tomorrow. It's no problem. Okay. Yeah, this is the my part. Okay, so with the whole marketing thing, I have partnered with Benson from Travelots to do some outside marketing. What we have in mind is what we're going to do, and we're sending the payment for it today as soon as we get everything together, and how to buy video with an easy way to bridge and other solutions from an influencer that we hired for YouTube. So what we're doing with Benson is we're going to be doing articles. We are going to be doing Google ads, and I'm thinking about doing YouTube ads, but I just want a little bit more feedback from people before I dive into that. Um, so what we have in store for that is like 2 weeks running campaigns hitting every area. So my biggest target that I was thinking about and have talked with Nick is that China is something my gut keeps telling me to go to. And I'm like, why? They don't like DeFi. They don't like DeFi. So I Googled where crypto.com was based out of and owned, and it is China. So thinking about this platform being so new, it might be a little laggy now, but we're just the beginning. I'm not scared one bit, because once these Chinese people see that there's going to be legitimate projects that are long-term hold, that will have a CERTIC audit, not those stupid cheap audits that's the coding's all wrong, but they still say it's correct. So we want something very, very, like concrete. And that's going to make all these people want to come in. So I'm targeting Asia right now and India, because they have a lot of buyers. They come in multitudes. It might not be the biggest buyers, but they do have some. We are also hitting a lot of the Middle East and some parts of Nigeria, along with America. Those are the targets right now. So um, the other plans that we have, we want to get, the DEX tools training, of course. That's the only thing that's I don't know anything about, is the DEX tools and whatever. That's Nick's part. But yeah.
So I can open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question. The Croki team, or Nick.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh.
What about the questions? My bad.
No, yeah, I'll move on to investors. I don't think there's a question from the team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
do you have a question for the Croki team, Nick or Kerry? Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Glenn. Okay. So on your Twitter handle, I've read that Croki PvP game is live now. I want to know that how many players will be able to join PvP battle match at a single time.
I believe it is. I was playing last night late. I believe it is 5 or 6. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of those two. Let me double check for you. I was playing it last night, a little late, and I got tired. My memory's a little off. It is 6 people in a match.
Okay, so it's the final version or still the beta version?
So that is gonna be it's the final version, but obviously there's plenty more updates to come around. Like I need to add the name change and everything, but currently we do have the leaderboard up, so I could obviously run like weekly, bi-daily, whatever it may be, giveaways. And then obviously we could run pretty much like small hourly tournaments, because I can reset the leaderboard whenever to kind of see who was pretty much obviously the leaders.
Okay, so it's not play to earn game, right? It's just for fun.
Yeah, so it's just for fun, but like I said, I'll be running like probably giveaways, like maybe for the top like 5 leaders for the day every 2 days. But obviously I'll keep that announced. We'll run tournaments, but for example, this is just our PvP kind of for fun game, but I will definitely be implementing giveaways, etc.
Okay, understood. So you mentioned about this Croki NFTs, which will be in 3D and 2D as well. So I was wondering that will these NFTs be only exclusive for the Croki token holders, or everyone will be able to mint them in future?
No, we'll most likely be doing everyone. I thought about doing like Croki token minting, but I feel like it's best to just do cheaper Crow, just because because if we did Croki tokens only, that it obviously excludes a lot of people from being able to mint, because not everyone has Croki tokens. And with it being not Croki tokens, it kind of still gives the chance for new people to kind of join, still find us out, etc.
Understood. So I want to know that will these NFTs have the different rarity levels and APYs attached to them as well?
Yeah, so I was just thinking, well, there are going to be different rarities, but I was thinking for more of the rare ones, they'll most likely be generating a different APY percent, and we'll be giving obviously better rewards once we get our pay to earn game out. But definitely the rare ones will have a better percent on the staking, and we'll definitely be implementing more uh, perks to having the rare ones.
Got it. Got it. So on your roadmap in phase three, it's mentioned about Croki Runner P2E game. So I was wondering, will it be like other runner games like Subway Surfers? How will that work out in future?
So I thought about doing something like a runner game, but also I might need to revamp that. I've thought about maybe doing like kind of like a village game, more of like an open kind of game. So where it's kind of like a RPG style. I'm not 100% sure, but also we could still continue with the runner game because I feel like that'd be a easy pay to earn game to get out done because obviously it's just based on your scores what you get paid and you can only probably earn a certain percent a day. But I feel like the runner game would be something very fun and user friendly for pay to earn.
Got it.
And yeah, I would think it would be like the Subway Surfer game. My bad to cut you off.
No, no, it's okay. Okay. I thought you were finished talking. So I was wondering, you mentioned about the metaverse. So I was wondering, will you be building or developing this metaverse from the scratch, or you are thinking of getting lands in Sandbox or any other third-party metaverse?
So I've definitely thought about doing Sandbox just because it kind of I want to do our own as well, but I think Sandbox would be something cool to have as well because obviously you could buy just a plot of land and pretty much anyone in our community could go play on it and it will be will be on Sandbox, so it kind of gives a whole new community eyes on it because not everyone on Sandbox is obviously on Crow. So, say they see a Crow token that owns land in the sandbox and is pretty popular, it could obviously bring eyes. But I think something that would be the best is doing Sandbox and our own metaverse because Sandbox isn't the hardest to set up. It's fairly pretty easy because you just buy land and then pretty much build what we want our land to look like, etc. It's kind of like a little Minecraft game. So I think that's definitely something that would be very fun in the future is to implementing us into Sandbox as well.
Okay, moving to my final question. So when will be the updated version of the white paper will be released because it has really basic details on the on your white paper.
Yeah, so we paid for the updated site and that's already in development and then the updated white paper should be pretty much shortly after, I believe. But both
Yeah,
of those are already in development and already have been scheduled and paid for.
Yes,
yeah,
we're
because
releasing. Sorry, I might add
yeah,
something.
yeah.
We're releasing the website hopefully during the AMA. We're just waiting for the bridge to go in, and then we make the final payment, and they release it. So hopefully during the AMA, we'll see a new website. But I did send. I didn't know who to DM, so I sent somebody a donut. I think the info for the new stuff. So yeah.
But yeah, pretty
Got it.
much all of our socials, UI, we're going to be consistently upgrading and revamping. So that's obviously something we always have our eyes on too. It's just sadly, it takes some time, but definitely I want that white paper revamped. I want the roadmap expanded because we've already blown through a lot of phases in a quick time. So both of those are something that I want to get revamped in the near future.
Yeah, understood. Because when I read your white paper, there wasn't enough information, and I went on your Twitter page. There were a lot of details and updates there. So I was wondering that why isn't that has been added to the white paper? So got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's something I need to get fully typed up, a way more in depth white paper for sure.
Okay, Yeah, I was wondering as well, Nick, with Croki having the meme side to the project, if you're looking to do as a governance token and a DAO with voting rights for the community in the future.
I've definitely thought about that for sure. Just the only thing is, obviously, I haven't had much experience with kind of running a DAO and whatever, but obviously, I have full ears open. And if anyone wants to help me kind of explore that kind of field, I'd be fully open. It's just I haven't had much experience in that, but I've obviously seen and viewed tons of projects that have succeeded with it because it's pretty much solely based on community vote, community choice, which is what I'm all about in the long run of schemes.
Yes,
Let's move.
I'll add something else. So, you know, with him saying in the long term, what I got by that was with the short term, what we were doing with things. I'm sorry, what was
It was
my
about
mic?
like
I'm
a
sorry.
governance token, a DAO kind of thing.
Yes, yes. Just give me a second. My mic is messing up, guys. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I'll be back.
We can move on to a question. Aisha, you had a question for Nick or Kerry here at the Croki team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, I've read that it will be necessary for the projects to have contract audit and to be KYC'd. I was wondering that which contract audit will you going to accept for allowing the projects to use CrokiPad? I mean, do you have any partners for the audit?
We do not yet, but that is one goal we hopefully will get to working out on, is building pretty much a partnership with a KYC and audit company that is obviously well known and obviously not going to be shady like a lot of ones are, where it's you just pay them and it's you get the audit done. That's kind of something we want to avoid. So one goal is obviously reaching out to rather companies that do KYCs and audit to hopefully have them partner with us.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay,
that'd be
and
good.
once it's done, when you will have partnership with some audit, will you be also be offering marketing services to the projects using CrokiPad?
Yes, we
Yes,
will.
so that's something we thought about, as well as say they want to launch off our pad, we can help them market, etc., with a little kind of bundle or whatever, like you just said. That's something we're definitely interested in, because by all means, we're not here to hate on other projects or developers. We're kind of here to share the love, make connections, that type of deal.
Okay, awesome. And will you offer contract audit development services as well, or offer pre-developed contracts to the teams that are looking for contract development services?
Like pretty much having a pre-made contract is what you're saying?
Okay,
No,
can you guys
to
hear me
help
now?
projects.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear you, Carrie.
Okay, she
Yeah.
had fabulous questions. Do you mind repeating those for me, Aisha?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I was asking that will you offer contract audit development services as well, or offer pre-developed contracts to the teams that are looking for contract development services?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. I love it. Okay, so with CrokiPad, it is partnered with something called Crokies. Crokies is going to be an audit company for CrokiPad, and it's going to be the first launch on CrokiPad. So that one's going to be the project that is intertwined with Croki, and it's going to be the same people. It's got the same moderators, it's got the same members, it's got the same devs. So we're going to be using that for a more of the audit part. So if people wanted to come in with CrokiPad, they didn't want to use it, they could still go to Crokies and order an audit. And yes, it's going to be required that people that want to launch with us have an audit and also a KYC. and we will be helping with also. I think you asked a question about the marketing part. Yes, we will help with the pre-launch marketing
Yeah.
and things like that. The thing is, what we want with CrokiPad is to have flat rates, so somebody can come to us and want a project, but if they can't pay the retainer fee, there's no way that we're going to be able to help them. So they must know that they need to be serious about their project and not just, what we're used to. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay, got it. Actually, I was asking that will you help projects with, with your Launchpad? Uh, you will help projects with their contract.
Yes, we've also got a contract dev. We have a couple actually, and one of our contract devs, he launches on every platform. So we are thinking about things with the CrokiPad, not just doing Crow. We want to do every platform. We want to welcome everyone to it. So if they wanted certain services, they don't have to do a bundle, but they can do the marketing, or they can go to Croki's and do the audits. And we also have devs for all these areas already. So we have a big team, big team.
All right, got it. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome.
Okay, Nick, I've just posted them in the main chat. They look really cool, the t-shirts. So I'm wondering, when the merch store will be up for investors to buy, and will they be buying in the Crow token or the Croki token?
So that's definitely something I'm not sure if you could implement something like that on Shopify. I would believe so, because for example, you just make like a Google form and you just send the amount of Crow, and you just obviously send the TX, your name, address, etc. I get it shipped out. So I'm thinking Crow would be very doable. It shouldn't be hard whatsoever to do like a little payment during Crow. And then obviously we want to run a ton of t-shirt giveaways as well. So we're going to be spreading the love fairly well. But I think Crow would be the most user friendly, because obviously not everyone wants to pay with fiat. So I feel like Crow would be pretty easily to get done.
It's super cool. It just does give me a feeling of Floki and Doge, and the early days. It's a super sort of character, the crocodile. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
It's super cute. It's super cute. I love the Simpsons one. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of The Simpsons too. So it's just like I would wear that in so many places in the real world. I would not care.
Yeah, it's definitely cool for
Ditto.
people. Let's open it up to Venice. You've got a question for Nick or Kerry at the Croki team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Not very well.
A bit
Hello?
muffled.
Right back.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I heard about your game and your metaverse. I was wondering, will there be any mini games for earning more money in metaverse?
Question there, Venice. I
I
think your
cannot hear
mic's
you.
breaking up. Something about earning in the P2E game, maybe, was it, Venice?
Sorry, I just grabbed
We've
it.
got other questions. Let's see. Dixon, you've got your hand up. You've got a question for the Croki team. Go ahead. Dixon. No. Sophie. Sophie, you have a question for the Croki team. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Can I ask question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. I want to know, can developers can develop the games and update their own P2E games with your ecosystem? What will be your shares for using your ecosystem? Did you get my question?
Yeah, so the last part was, what was it about the ecosystem?
Can I repeat my question?
Yeah, but I got the first
I
part. It
want to
was just
know. I want to know, can developers can develop the games and update their own P2E games within your ecosystem? What will be your shares for using your ecosystem?
so pretty much the benefit of using our ecosystem will be earning more Croki or Crow tokens. So hopefully it benefits pretty much everyone in the community, as they'll get rewards. They'll have kind of a benefit and incentive as playing and pretty much being a part of the Croki ecosystem.
I had to mute Sophie because there was some background noise there, but your question was answered there. I'll see if Dixon's here now. Dixon, are you there?
Okay. My question is, why did Croki choose the Kronos network? Fine, it's not very popular. So why did they choose it? And I forget. I have a second question. I don't know if it's really related, but how do we get the merch items? Because I'm actually seeing it down on the group, and man, it makes a whole lot of sense. So how do we get the merch items? Thank you.
So we'll be doing a most likely just a Shopify website. So we'll most likely be doing Crow payments, hopefully. So I'll obviously get a wallet set up, a plain brand new wallet. I'll have obviously a little Google form set up where obviously it's kind of like a little receipt payment to where I could go through, make sure everyone paid. They obviously put in their address to wherever they want it shipped, etc. And then I pretty much get it done from there pretty easily. And then obviously to the Crow network question. So personally, I feel like Crow is still very new. The network is itself like 6 months old. So it has a ton of room to grow. And obviously the exchange still does the token in general. So obviously it's a fairly new ecosystem. It's by all means not as popular as BSC, but we have seen how much steam it has picked up in a quick month time. So I imagine down the future, this is pretty much just the beginning of Crow Network. And like Carrie was saying, it's pretty much a China-based exchange. So they're pretty much international. And for me, I live in the USA. I see crypto.com marketing everywhere. So everybody pretty much knows crypto.com. Everyone knows about it. They have a not fairly, but a very cool system, which pretty much no other crypto exchanges do, is to where you could have a debit card and earn crypto back from spending, which I think is fairly cool. No, not even bank accounts do that. So that's something that's very popular on their end.
Right, we've had a lot of people join in the middle of the AMA, so maybe Nick, yeah, if we can do a recap, we've got 341 in there. If we could do a quick recap on yeah, definitely on the Croki project, what's planned for the future, and yeah, all that.
Yeah, so in the near future, we obviously plan to get our NFT minting live. That should hopefully be done in a week, if that. And then obviously staking once the minting's live, because can't have the staking up prior to that. And then obviously Launchpad after will hopefully be we haven't announced anything yet, but I definitely want to kind of get our own swap going. So hopefully we could implement like maybe little simple like flip games, like obviously little games like that if people ever want to do, have our own swap running, kind of just build our own DApp as well, just for the long term schemes, kind of have our own ecosystem running on all of one DApp pretty much. I feel like that'd be something very cool that we just haven't got to exploring or announcing yet. But I feel like having maybe our own Croki swap would be something very cool. And then obviously, like you asked about earlier, we could pretty much run our own DAO from that DApp fairly easy. That should be no problem as well if we ever get to that stage.
Yeah, I mean the character's amazing. You know, I'd just invest on that alone. Never mind the utilities that you're building on top of that for the project. So I'm looking forward to the future for Croki. I think this could really blow up for investors. So it's great you came to see us today at WhaleCoin Talk. We do say as well, if anyone's got any questions, we can get you safely over to the official Croki Telegram. And do you have the VC open? And if investors are new, Nick, to the Crow network, do you have like sort of explanations of how they could buy into the project?
Yeah, so if you ever join our Telegram group, we have a ton of filters with rows set up where pretty much we have bridge tutorials, we have links to YouTube videos because obviously there's plenty of ways to bridge. You could either go from BNB, you could go from
ETH, you could go from pretty much whatever coin into Crow. So if you ever join, have questions, we have pretty much all types of we have some short videos made. We have links to YouTube videos. We have pretty much like typed out paragraphs. So if anyone ever joins, has questions on pretty much how to explore the Crow network, we'll always be there with pretty much information, which the community's been doing a lot, because I'd say since we've launched, 99% of the people have been bridging from BSC. So it's fairly interesting to see the amount of inflow from a different chain coming to Crow. And I feel like obviously it's just the beginning, because usually we never see this much hype on a new chain this fast. But I can.
Exciting, yeah.
I'll send our little video in our chat that we have. It's got pretty good graphics. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Obviously, this is more of the simple way to. This is probably going to be the easiest way to buy, in my opinion. But it's sending. It's just a fairly large video. But for example, like Crypto.com obviously has their own DeFi wallet. So it's pretty much the same thing as MetaMask. You plug in your 12 words from MetaMask or Trust Wallet. It uses the same 12 words. And then obviously you could buy Crow directly from there with your debit card or whatever it may be. And then it's kind of just simple. You go to the website DApp, go to Finance. And also the one good thing too that is easier for new buyers to buy is you don't have to paste in our contract anymore, where on Finance as whitelisted. So you just type in Croki and pretty much our symbol pops up. You click on it and buy, rather than having to copy and paste the contract address. So that definitely adds more legitimacy and easiness to buy, rather than pasting contract address, because not every investor knows how to do that.
So are all the Crow projects on the DEX for Crypto.com, or do they have to apply, and in the future we'll see a lot more coming across onto that?
Yeah, so that's definitely one. So I know there's already a few that are on Crypto.com to track. Like, you can't buy them yet, but I know there's a few Crow tokens that are already listed to where you could obviously search them up and track them. But definitely one long-term goal, if it's possible, is to get on Crypto.com, which I don't think could be too far out of reach if obviously we continue this. I don't think it should be any problem whatsoever, because they do list plenty of lower cap coins, etc., because I've obviously explored them on the app myself.
Yeah,
and it definitely gives us the benefit of the doubt with being on the Crow network. It definitely adds some hope to getting that achieved.
Definitely, yeah. And I think you're planning central exchange listings as well in the future, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing we want to do to kind of expand the volume, etc. Find kind of a centralized exchange that would definitely be beneficial for our volume, because there are definitely a ton of exchanges that generate fairly good amounts of volume and new users that we obviously haven't reached to.
Video had been posted in the main chat, and I think I've deleted both of them. I'll put it back in a second. I think we've got, I think Nick, you was kindly offering $100 to the best question today. I didn't know whether you wanted to pick it in a VC, or if they come into your chat, or how you'd like to do that. And we've got $100.
Yeah, we could pick it on VC. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have questions?
Yeah, so I was gonna say probably right now who's in the lead is Aisha. She probably had the
Yes.
Yeah, Carrie. I knew Carrie was probably gonna select her too.
It was a great question.
She had a very in-depth and actually pretty good question. Obviously, all the others were but I feel like I like what she covered.
Yeah,
it's something that really hasn't been asked.
Sorry, we also wanted to give 5 people, just random people that have joined, free NFT 3D version once it does come out on the staking platform. So
yeah, obviously, I'll probably just I'm most likely just gonna set like maybe like 10 or 20 aside for obviously just giveaways for the future. That's something
Yeah.
definitely we'd want to do.
Yeah, we can maybe do that if they join your chat and say they've come from Whalecoin Talk. You can give the first
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
that join us
perfect.
something, one of them cool NFTs.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
awesome.
Sounds good.
Right, we're coming up to time now, but it's been great speaking to you, Nick and Kerry. Looking forward to the future with the Croki project. It's exciting with the new Crow blockchain, and yeah, you're one of the early projects on there, and the future looks
Yeah.
great, and the meme aspects and the t-shirts. What else are you planning in the shops? Actually, just before we go, are you going to do mugs and mobile phone cases, things like that?
Yeah, so definitely one thing is kind of going to rather the fun like accessory merch design because like personally I love little like fun merch things like stickers, maybe like little posters, maybe like I'm trying to think of the word. I have some in my house. It's like the tapestry, like kind of like the wall like decorations. Like we could maybe do prints of NFTs if people want that. Like say they want like a picture of their NFT, we could obviously run like a little 12 by 12 prints and obviously they just do as they please with it. We could get little frames, etc. I think that would be something very cool as well just to kind of have the community more engaged and being able to interact with Croaky more and spread the word.
I'd like a little miniature Croaky, yeah, to put on my desktop. Look
So,
really cool.
so one thing I collect are a lot of like little vinyl figures. So one thing I've always thought is kind of pretty much getting a little run of our own little Croaky kind of little mini figures, maybe like a little like 6-inch Croaky figure or something. I feel like that's something that's very doable.
Yeah, or a cuddly toy, or you could include it in the NFT giveaways. You
Yeah.
know that certain NFTs you'd get a physical Croaky, yeah, posted out.
Here, let me find something I found on Google. There's something I was exploring on Google.
Like 3D printers nowadays, they can print off all sorts of little toys and things, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're up to time. So thanks very much, Nick and Kerry, for coming. I'll finish the recording and send a copy over for you to share with your community if they couldn't come today. And like we say, it's in our main chat, the website, the Telegram. So head over and check it out. The first 5 people that join and say welcome from Waypoint Talk will win a NFT. So that's super cool. So head over there. I'll drop the link for Aisha's handle in our shared chat, and I'll let you speak to Aisha and congratulate her on winning the best question prize. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thank you for having us as well.
Yes, thank you. I loved it here. Great community, guys.
Pleasure.
And by
Thanks
the way,
for
there's
coming.
contests all the time running over there. If you guys don't even invest, you want to come over and win some money, do some trivia, do some shilling, come over. We're always friendly.
Yeah, I would say chat's always popping too, even on the weekends.
Guys, well, take care. I'm looking forward to the future for the Croki team and community.
Thank you, Glenn. Bye-bye.